I too am pleased to rise today to join my fellow women senators on the floor here this afternoon to speak in support of the Bipartisan Child Care and Development Block Grant Act of 2014. I too commend Senator Murkowski, Senator Burr on their leadership in truly developing a bipartisan bill as we're moving forward. They have worked diligently, they have worked in a positive and a constructive manner that I think does credit to the Senate operations here. I also want to recognize and commend Senator Harkin and Senator Alexander as they have brought this bill through the committee and onto the floor here. This legislation, I believe, walks that line between asking the states, our tribes, and providers to plan out ways to improve child care quality without actually dictating who and how and the what, the aspects of every aspects of child care. What it really does is strengthen the ways in which providers can combine CCDBG, Head Start, Title I, and IDEA funds to serve more kids. And if we can serve more kids, that's all good. It asks them to take an updated look at how they serve children with disabilities and how they will address nutrition and fitness and health and safety issues. But it will continue to let them figure out the best ways to achieve the goals, and that really does make sense. In addition, as a result of the bipartisan nature of how this bill has come together, Alaskan voices were heard on this. Alaska concerns about several provisions in the original draft of the bill were addressed. For example, states which will be required to perform health, safety, and fire inspections may delegate to qualified agencies those inspections that require specialized expertise. That helps us in Alaska. The committee report clarified that states' disaster preparedness standards includes specific mention of children with disabilities and family reunification. I was pleased to work with my colleague from Hawaii, Senator Hirono, to make sure that the bill managers included the technical amendments that she had requested that ensured that Native Hawaiian children were not inadvertently left out. So thank you again to Senators Murkowski, Burr, Alexander, and Harkin for accepting those amendments that have made this bill that much better. Mr. President, ensuring that families and children are well served by the child care that they pay for, in part with CCDBG assistance, this is an important task before the Congress, because this is not just about daycare or early learning, as important as those topics are. The fact is that access to high quality, safe, and affordable child care is really the key component when we're talking about those things that build strong economies and strong American communities. It allows parents to get the education or the training that they need to qualify for a good job. It allows them to accept and keep a good job that will help pay those bills. It helps employers hire qualified employees who are then able to work. And it helps the children get the foundation that they need, both academically and socially, to be prepared to succeed in school and life. Getting CCDBG child funded up to speed with the 21st century is a key element in addressing income inequality and the deep recession that is still present for so many low-income American families. And this is especially true for American Indian and Alaska Native families. American Indians and Alaska Natives experience exceptionally high unemployment levels compared to the rest of the nation. I think you know this, Mr. President, from your state. In many regions of Alaska, unemployment among our Native people is more than double the statewide rate. In the lower 48, unemployment on our Indian reservations was at approximately 50% in 2012. We also know that high-quality early education can have an important positive effect on, unfortunately, the very difficult academic and social outcomes that we can see with our American Indians and our Alaska Native children if they don't have some of these foundational opportunities before them. So increasing these families' access to quality early education can have an important positive effect on these kids by improving the academic outcomes and their economic opportunities and really bringing hope to the community. So I thank senators on the floor for supporting the amendment that we just had in front of us. Senator Franken and I had offered the tribal set-aside. This change, which moves from a ceiling to a floor, will provide tribes with an opportunity to work with HHS to receive additional support for the child care opportunities that are so needed in Indian country. So, Mr. President, I'm proud of the work that we are doing here in the Senate this week. We could have hotlined this bill and passed it by unanimous consent, but I think the path that we have taken is the right one by bringing the bill to the floor, giving each member the opportunity to be heard on ways to improve the bill, and holding votes on amendments in the regular order is the right thing to do. So I applaud Madam Chairman, those who have worked so hard on this, and I look forward to supporting this bill as we see its conclusion. With that, Mr. President, I yield the floor.
Ms.